Okay. This is a very impromptu video. It's gonna be really short. We're not gonna do too much. Essentially, we have like 20 minutes where I can kind of talk normally in here. So, the first thing we are putting on, Luna, what's up? How are you? The first thing we're gonna be putting on are our teapots. It looks like this is the one that I'm putting on the listing first. And so I wrote a nice little description, and the only thing I need to do with this one is get dimensions. So this one is 1.5 by 1 by probably, yeah, 1.5 by 1 by 1. I'm good. I can't complain, you know. Yeah, I feel yeah. I have a lot of gardening work to do myself. And these are 115. So after all said is done with the fees and everything, I'm gonna get $103 for this. So they take $15 essentially. What's up, Raven? How are you? And shipping is going to be $10 for these. Hopefully this is just the US. Yes, good. Good, good, good. I'm feeling people have been asking a lot of questions about buying these, so I'm feeling good about it. I don't know if they know how much they're gonna cost, but you know. And I'm naming these orange ones after a variety of kumquat, the Miwa kumquat, which is kind of a big orange, sweet kumquat. It's the tree I bought recently, so I thought it was kind of a fun name for them. It's not, I usually call these chagoi, which is kind of um, it's a type of koi uh, that I would like a lot. It's kind of like just like the standard koi that doesn't get much attention. It's the one that I have on my back essentially too. It's like a lower quality, just like more wild version. I know, Raven. There's so much to do. There's so much to do. Okay, next we're gonna just do all of these the orange ones first. So this is the next one we're gonna do. Is this little guy. I only took 2 photos of each, but I really like this one. I think it's a sweet one. And my shop goes live tomorrow. Um, but you know, if you wanted to reserve something, just let me know. Oh yeah. Can you hear that? I forgot that these ones jingle. It's so cool. I remember that's so cool. All right, so this one is 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 by 1, roughly. I always like to say roughly, because but it excuses me for my lack of like accurate scaling. Um, oh yeah, what were you explaining to them? I love kumquat so much. Say again, Luna. I don't understand. Save as a draft. All right, the next one we are on is this is my favorite out of all of our um, pendants. This is the one for me. Um, because mostly because of this like blood drool that it got right here. Can you see that? So really, really pleased with this one. And so I use a website called Pattern to sell all of my work. And Pattern is essentially Etsy, except instead of them taking a percentage of your pot when you sell it, they just take $15 a month as a flat rate fee. And then there's processing fees for credit cards, but they don't take a fee. Um, and so you make a lot more money through it. The difference is you have to drive your own traffic. Um, one sec, Luna. So this is 1 3/4 by 1 by 1 1/4 ish. I'll do 1 by 1/15. If these don't all sell immediately, I'm going to be shocked. Currently, Flynn, are you counting? What are you not counting? Like alive or otherwise, or is it just all blanket statement? What are we uh, what are we talking about, Flynn? Save as a draft. The only pink one, are these both pink? No, this is the only pink one that actually survived. We'll do that one in a second. This is, like I said, a really boring video. Um, I have no idea what you said, Luna. I don't even speak an inkling of German. Like I've said in the past, I barely speak English. So the thought of me actually speaking German too would be insane, right? Okay. This one is 1.5 by a little over 1. Okay, and so like I said, these are $115. They'll be up for on my website tomorrow. But you guys, because I'm doing this with you right now, you're welcome to reserve stuff. You just have to message me over on my website or on Instagram. Oh, thank you. Um, this. I have to teach tennis. So there's a tennis match. It's our first match of the year. So I'm gonna probably get there early. I always get there early anyway, but the other schools a lot of times show up um, early, like 10, 15, 20 minutes early sometimes. And so I'll probably show up early just to make sure. I um I have this one up here, but this one is sealed shut, so this one's probably gonna stay with me. There's someone who said that she wanted it. I might give it to her, but what's good, Jonathan? How are you? But this is gonna be I'll be here for the next 3 hours probably doing this. So we're moving on to the black ones. Now, does anybody have a good name for this? I was just gonna call them carbon, which is kind of my scapegoat name for black. Um, and I kind of like the name, though these don't really read the same as the other carbon stuff that I usually do. Um, so I'm not entirely sure. So if anybody has an idea for names, that'd be great. I think I'm just gonna say carbon, unless someone comes up with a really cool idea. We have a lot of pieces though. Um, what's something that's really cool that's black? Like that has like blacky green on it. Like what would be a good name? I usually name a lot of my pottery after koi. So maybe I would call this like a Showa. Showas are black, right? Well, they're black and white. They have black on them. I don't think this would really count as a Showa. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can like emotionally do that. If I name it after Star Wars, I think I'm gonna. Yeah, too much for me. Is there a flower that's black that's really pretty? The problem is that like a lot of them are just like a lily can be black or a tulip can be black or an iris can be black, but I wish there was a name for. Yeah, I wish there's a name for just like a black flower or a flower that is happens to be black versus like a variation of it. It doesn't even have to be like blacky green. What about like a dark forest green flower? And then yeah, I'm trying to yeah, maybe not on the I don't know if I want to go for the Star Wars mode, you know. Um like a lot of these places have like the names of them end up being kind of ridiculously long. Uh and so I don't really want to do that either. I'm gonna name it Carbon for now, and we can come back to it if need be. The problem is that um yeah, I don't think there are really any black. I'm just like Googling it. It's like there's no naturally black flowers, is what it's saying. What's up, dog? Um, Carbon really doesn't feel right though. What about a plant? Is there like a dark green and black? This is the hardest part, honestly, is coming up with names and not being super repetitive with the names that you're coming up with. Um, well, so I was thinking about Midnight, but the problem is that, oh, Midnight. I have a glaze called Moonlight. Midnight. Boom. I was like, I can't use Midnight because I already have it, but it's not Midnight, it's Moonlight. Midnight is really smart. That's perfect. That is a perfect name for this. I'm not doing the whole thing though, Raven. That's ridiculous. All right. We're at 1.5 by one a little bit and one a little bit. Cool. Not that anybody probably looks at my dimensions. Like I notice I do all this work to like put in dimensions of things that don't hold liquid, and then I also put in the milliliter capacity of every single thing that we do. And I really don't think people are actually looking. Some people do. Um, what's up from Borneo? Why does no one ever invite me to go to Borneo? Man, oh man. How is it out there? Is it pretty? Okay, that's a sweet little one. Is this the same one though? Because so someone, oh, she picked up that one. Oh, she has good taste. She got a really good one yesterday. A friend of mine came and bought one, and that's the one she bought. Okay, so this one we're good. So this is our next midnight. I don't think I have any moonlights. So this is the glaze I call moonlight. I don't know why I call it moonlight, but I have been for years. It has reds and greens and whatever's in it, and black, and I guess I do know why. It kind of reminds me of Aurora Borealis and just like a cool sky night. So 1.5, like I said, super boring video today, but this is part of it. I'm not, this is like, the the fun part is only for a couple weeks, and then we got to actually make stuff or do all this part of it too, and then we have all the extra social media stuff we have to do to like do everything. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but months ago, um, Facebook came out with a program called Breakthrough, and you could earn up to like a certain amount of money every month just by posting reels and stuff. And when it first came out, they're like, you can make up to $5,000 a month by posting stuff. And I assume that's for like big accounts who actually get good interaction, unlike me. Um, but I got put on the wait list for about 5 months, and I just got approved yesterday. And essentially, if I post 10 reels to Instagram and 20 reels to Facebook, I can get 600 bucks a month just by posting reels. And I can do that 3 times, or 3 months in a row. And then they have to like renew my thing. So this is an interesting one, and it has a hole on the top. It was my plan was to kind of push down in, um, and have like a swivel bead attached here. And I was gonna originally make these myself, like the attachment part, and I don't want to do that. Also, those little mugs that I made the other day, that you guys probably saw on Instagram, someone bought them as is, so I'm not gonna even turn them into earrings because she's paying to buy them just as is. I kind of wish that I could turn them into earrings, but I have so much stuff. I would rather just move the work, and then she can turn into a necklace or earrings or whatever she wants to do with them. She could just have them as little objects. What is the case? I don't even know what that word is. Okay, good. I'm glad you look at it. What's up, Mandy? Hugo, what's good? Yeah, I wish I wasn't so like desperate for any type of like, not desperate, but like it's really hard to make a living off of this, and so I just kind of need any kind of media, even if it's like but I don't go on. I know I feel bad about having places that spread hate and like perpetuate misinformation and things like that. Um, and then I think about how I need to eat food, and it's kind of it's a hard one because if it wasn't for Instagram, for example, I wouldn't have a business, and so like I can't just stop. You know what I mean? Which is kind of a shame, but isn't a knickknack just like a thing? Corsica? Why have you invited me to Corsica? I want to go to Corsica. All right, this one I am going to talk. I'm just going to write a little descriptor though, because it has a nubbin in the top. Swivel. Save as draft. All right, now totally understandable, Raven. Totally understandable. Okay, so cherry blossom. Is it messed up for me to say sakura as the name of it? Is there a better name for a cherry blossom? Maybe I call it a different variety of. What are the varieties of cherry trees that are pink? Okay, let's see. That are not like crazy. Okay. They're okay. That's pretty. So the Kwanzan, I don't want to name it because the name is a little bit too long, but Okami is nice, very pink. So the Kwanzan's probably closer to what we want. We're gonna call it Okami, which is, the flowers are quite beautiful. I think that'll be pretty nice. Okami. I'm sure I have one of these. I have a bunch of different cherry trees that I planted a couple of years that you have to go through while you walk down to my kiln, which is kind of fun. All right. Okay. I think this is the guy. Nice. That's very cool. Okay. I guess I should get dimension. It's one of the smaller ones, and this is our last one we have. Thanks, Kyle. Gotcha. Sorry, I'm just trying to make a sale right now. Someone was messaging me about buying one of these. Okay. Did I not post it? I got sidetracked. Hold on.